destroyed planet Vegeta, which is where the Saiyans was at, almost eradicating the entire Saiyan race. So that's basically telling you how the reptilians turned. All right, so we went into the Tuffles. We just dove into the Tuffles because we had to figure out. All right, so we went into the Tuffles. We just dove into the Tuffles because we had to figure out who the Tuffles was. Remember, everybody, a lot of people never seen this cartoon, and this is just being used for curriculum sakes right now, class. So let's stay locked in. All right, check this out. Now we back to talk about the Saiyans. Now it says, however, after their victory, so there being the Saiyans, after their victory, the Saiyans had no way of expanding. After their victory, the Saiyans had no way. After their victory, the Saiyans had no way of expanding their planet since they didn't have the knowledge to build spaceships. Okay? I don't know if y'all can see that. There you go. However, after their victory, the Saiyans had no way of expanding beyond their planet since they didn't have the knowledge to build spaceships. Okay, so now, remember, they telling you in the cartoon that the Saiyans took the technology from the Tuffles, but they did not have the superior gifts to use it. So they didn't have the knowledge to build the spaceship, so their ass was stuck there. Who does that sound like to you? Who does that sound like to you? Because they got all our technology and they still can't figure shit out. They got all our shit and don't know how to use it. They got all our supreme technology, our books, everything under the Vatican, but don't know how to use it. That's why they be mad. They like, damn, we took their shit, but we don't know how to use it. They can't figure out how to get into the depths of the pyramids, and they ain't gonna let your carbonated ass walk in there neither, because they know that you got the codes locked literally inside of your DEA. Me and you walk in the pyramids, the doors gonna slide unlock on their own. It's certain chambers in the pyramids to this day that they can't even get in, and they not telling the public, but they know if they was to let somebody with carbon in their skin, a knock just off the energy field of that supreme non-ether being walking in there. All right, so let's keep reading about the Saiyans though. However, after their victory, the Saiyans had no way of expanding beyond their planet since they didn't have the knowledge to build spaceships. Their lust and hunger for conquest was put on hold until another advanced race made contact with Vegeta. Okay, pay attention, y'all. Their lust and hunger for conquest was put on hold until another advanced race made contact with Vegeta. Now remember, Vegeta being the planet, so it made contact with the planet. The Akrasians, whom had money and technology, met the Saiyans and formed an alliance with most of the higher Saiyans to take over a planet for them. The Akrasians. You know who the Akrasians represent, y'all? The Pleiadians. Who had money and technology, met the Saiyans and formed an alliance with most of the higher Saiyans to take over a planet for them. This is talking about how when they were stuck on planet Egypt in real life, the human beings, the Pleiadians and reptilians came to them and forged an alliance with them and needed their help to take over our home planet. But in here, they just say the Akrasians, but the Akrasians don't stand for the reptilians. They represent the Pleiadians. And how in the relationship they have with the human beings. Check this out. The Akrasians, whom had money and technology, met the Saiyans and formed an alliance with most of the higher Saiyans to take over a planet for them. In return, the Akrasians would share their technology. The Pleiadians shared their technology with the human beings. Over the years, the Saiyans also learned how to use the Tuffles' advanced equipment and became smarter and less barbaric. So check this out, and this happened too. They say over the years, eventually the Saiyans learned how to use all the Tuffles' advanced equipment, not all of it, but some of it, and they became smarter and less barbaric because of it. And this is the fact. This has actually happened with the human being race and these presses, the rich races elite. Check this out. Over the years, the Saiyans also learned how to use the temple's advanced equipment and became smarter and less barbaric, although they still lusted for fighting and destruction. So check this out. Is that not the human being race? They got all the technology. They took our planet from us and everything, and they still created wars and havoc on this planet after taking the planet from us. All those fake wars. World War I was fake. World War II was fake. Vietnam, Cold War, War on Terror. All those wars where gods lost their life and people actually went to war. When I say fake, I mean they were manufactured wars. Just to create bodies to feed colonies of reptilians and Pleiadians who eat the bodies of us. All right, now check this out. It says, over the years, the Saiyans also learned how to use the toughest advanced equipment to become smarter and less barbaric, although they still lusted for fighting and destruction. At some unknown time following the Saiyan victory, the planet was conquered or annexed by Frieza's empire. So when they get to talk about Frieza Empire now, check this out. They say at some unknown time following the Saiyan victory, so this after they took the planet from us, the planet was then conquered or annexed by Frieza's empire. Now, Frieza Empire represents the reptilian race who came and took it from the Pleiadians and the human beings and formed a new alliance where the reptilians run everything. This is what this represents. Check it out. In Frieza's empire, and the Saiyans, like many other races, were drafted to serve as soldiers in Frieza's military. So keep in mind, Frieza Empire represents the reptilians, and the Saiyans are the human beings. Okay? So that's why they're telling you the planet was conquered or annexed by Frieza, aka the reptilians, and the Saiyans, aka the humans, like many other races, were drafted to serve as soldiers in the reptilians' military. That's what that should say, but they put Frieza. And then I'm going to show you how Frieza look real quick. Let's go look at Lord Frieza for those of you who don't know the way they depicted this character in Dragon Ball Z. Let me show them to y'all real quick. There you go. So look, that's supposed to be Frieza on Dragon Ball Z. Look how he look. Alright? And that's supposed to be Frieza. And he got a bunch of different shapes or whatever. But these are other shapes he got. Alright, this is supposed to be Frieza. But he represents a reptilian. He represents the reptilian race in the cartoon, though. Alright? The draconian reptilian race, that's why they got him with the horns and all that. The draconian reptilian race. So you got actual draconian reptilians that look like this. And they stand 20, 30, 25 feet, 30 feet tall. And I never made my lecture on the draconian reptilians like I was going to do. I'm going to still do it. But yeah. Alpha Draconians are 25 feet to 30 feet tall with tails, wings, and they can fly and everything. So when they show you like this is symbolic of how the head Alpha Draconians look back in the, you know what I'm saying, the Draco star system. So that's Frieza though. Okay, so now you know how Frieza look. So that's who took over the planet, and that's who the Saiyans end up working for. You see what I'm saying? Sounds familiar. Because of the Saiyans' innate strength and penchant for violence, it shouldn't be strength because that belongs to us. That violence belongs to them. They were considered to be useful mercenaries and assisted in the conquering of many planets. I just did a lecture on mercenaries the other day. There go that word. I just did a lecture on mercenaries the other day on YouTube. Go watch it. And there go that word here today. It's popping up and we wasn't even looking for it. You see how the universe works? See how the universe works. Let him eyes see clearly. Because of the Saiyans' penchant for violence, which it should say, because we the ones with the strength, they were considered to be useful mercenaries and assisted in the conquering of many planets. Okay? So you had human beings that did go off to help the insectoids and the grays and conquer other planets along while conquering this one. Remember, that's what they came here to do originally. All right? So, or for assignment call for the eradication of the planet's population. So it's letting you know that Saiyans were created to destroy shit. See? It's talking about how the Saiyans they had assignments where they had to eradicate the planet's population. And if you pay attention to what human beings have, the high races would have done here, that's what they have tried to do. Eradicate our population through medication, through STDs, through drugs, through food, in many ways. All right? Now, why would all this detail and depth be in a cartoon, y'all? You think a little 8-year-old can fathom all this? 7-year-olds just watching, they used to watch. No, you just watching the fight. What's up with all this background, though? Why so in-depth, though? See what I'm saying? That's what you should ask yourself. Whoa, this a creative-ass mind, ain't it? We reading a cartoon, and then it feel like we reading a history book. Especially when we got our third eye open so we could see through the light codes, you know, because they kept the story the same. They just moved a few words around. Now check this out. This also took place. Remember, this also took place. This is how human beings end up getting abducted. Check this out. As even Saiyan children were considered powerful enough to conquer some of the weaker planets such as Earth. Okay? Eventually, seeing how quickly some of the more gifted Saiyan warriors were gaining power through battle, Frieza, Draconian Reptilian, grew concerned with the potential of the Saiyan race, human beings, and thought that they would grow strong enough to face him or even become the fabled Super Saiyans, able to defeat him in battle. So as in betrayal, the maniacal and heartless alien warlord destroyed planet Vegeta, which is where the Saiyans was at, almost eradicating the entire Saiyan race. So that's basically telling you how the reptilians turned on the hierarchy human beings, which I've been told y'all about that. And that's how human beings started getting abducted by graves and insectoids. And that's why right now, human beings don't run shit no more. Not even the highest ranking ones that used to run shit. They not even don't run shit no more. They like still up there, but they don't run shit. It's the reptilians that run everything. They have invaded the entire planet. All right? So, this is where we want to look at real quick. Okay, so they're going to talk about some traits. And when they get into the traits, this is where they throw you off. This is how they hide our history from us, because they showing you white cartoon characters, okay? And then that story they just gave you, right, was the story of human beings. So that story was true. But when they come to like their abilities, all these abilities, okay, are our abilities. So let's read some of these traits though real quick. Tail. All pure-blooded Saiyans possess a prehensile tail that is monkey-like in appearance and covered in brownish fur. The tail is particularly sensitive area for Saiyans when grabbed or injured. It causes great pain to the owner and temporarily immobilizes them. However, elite class Saiyans can train themselves to overcome the weakness, as did Nappa, Prince Vegeta, and also Goku, and the tail becomes no more fragile than any other limb. All right, now, that's how they feel. See what I'm saying? That's one of their traits that the human beings go through, because we just seen that they grow what? That they grow what? The tails, okay? So this is why they're able to talk in such detail about the shit in the goddamn cartoon down to the point of, hey, it causes great pain to the owner and temporarily immobilizes them. Why do you got to put all that detail in a cartoon? That don't even really matter. If they got to tell, they got to tell. But this whole backstory to the tail and the traits of the tail all the way down to, like, that's because it's the truth. You know, all right, check this out. The tail also provides a unique gift in that it allows a Saiyan to transform into a great ape and potentially a golden great ape. All right. So when they saying great ape, this is just symbolic for saying it's allowing them to tap into that animal strength within them, that animal DNA within them. All right. If the tail is removed, though, this power is lost. And this does happen to a lot of human beings when they lose their tails at birth because they want to hide it from society. Meanwhile, though, those high racist human beings, those rich elite, they don't get rid of their tails, they keep them. All right? Saiyans children seem to have the ability to grow back their tails at various times, but at some point in this life, this regenerative ability is lost. All right? Now, check this out. Traits. So this is when I get into the real Super Saiyans. This is talking about your DEA. They talking about God DEA right here. Saiyans possess large quantities of superhuman strength, which is superior to many different species, at least thousands of times that of humans, and are quite essentially built for fighting. Remember, we know who the humans are. So right here they being tricky because they got you thinking Saiyans are just those fictional people and the humans are the humans on the cartoon. But in reality, the Saiyans are us right now that they're talking about, the God DEA, and the humans are really themselves. All right, so peep game. Saiyans possess large quantities of superhuman strength, which is superior to many different species, at least thousands of times that of humans, and are quite essentially built for fighting. The naturally high gravity of planet Vegeta develops their strength further, making them inhumanly strong at young ages. Even weaker Saiyans are capable of conquering most planets alone. Remember I was telling you how your ancestors was taking out whole military posts alone? All right, this is how powerful we are. A lot of y'all don't know that you so powerful that just one of us alone could take over the whole strength further, making them inhumanly strong at young ages. Even weaker Saiyans are capable of conquering most planets alone. Remember I was telling you how your ancestors was taking out whole military posts alone? All right, this is how powerful we are. A lot of y'all don't know that you so powerful that just one of us alone could take over the whole planet and raise the frequency of the whole planet. Just all it takes is one of us to rise. This is why they have always been so hard to keep the truth away from us, y'all. This is why they censoring me on YouTube. I couldn't get this lecture on YouTube right now. If I was giving this lecture on YouTube, they'd have been to cut this shit short. Because what I'm breaking down now is these metaphysical secrets that's hidden in this fucking cartoon. I know the real story, so I can point out hey, this is what they mean by this, this is what they mean by this. You get what I'm saying? And then this helps you all. A lot of y'all you can go watch the cartoon from a different point of view and be like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, cool. You need to know that because they had to tell it to you, so this was their way of telling it to you. All right, but peep game. Even weaker Saiyans are capable of conquering most planets alone. This is why they attack our babies, y'all. They attack us as babies and they attack our babies because of this line right here. Even weaker Saiyans, because we the real Super Saiyans, even weaker Saiyans are capable of conquering most planets alone. Facts. Notably, the Saiyans sent to conquer Earth, when they go back to Saiyans sent to conquer Earth, now they back to talk about what the human beings did when they came, all right? Kakarot was an abnormally weak newborn at the time. They talk about Goku, all right? Saiyans are able to reach new levels of power and more with the more intense training and fights they go through, the stronger they become. So when they talk about fights, that's just things you're going through in general. Energy cycles. They don't mean fight literally. All right. This is how they hide it behind the term fight. All right. And when they say intense training, this should be really say strengthening your chi. And that would be through meditation and water dieting and fasting and things like that. So they're not gonna tell you how to do it. So they're just gonna say through intense training. You know, like that's how the elites hide it from you. All right. Speed. The Saiyans also have great speed and agility. They also have much faster reflexes than the average human. Reflexes so fast that they can avoid or catch a bullet or energy beam without much of a problem. Okay, so why would they say catch a bullet? All right, didn't they show you this in Bruce Lee, Barry Gordy's Last Dragon? They showed you Bruce Lee were catching a bullet. And then I got an Instagram clip, all right, that I should have pulled up, but I didn't, where I could show you people catching bullets over in South Africa. And people will think it's fake footage, but it's not, it's real. Catching bullets with their mouth. So this is more than possible, but why would they say bullet though? They don't even be using bullets on Dragon Ball Z. See what I'm saying? They be using energy beams and fight like that, so why would they say a bullet right here? Because they slipped up, they talking about us and let you know how strong your DA is. So super speed can easily be seen in their fight skills that movements occur in fractions of a second, which are not visible to human eyes. All right. So then they keep going into age and lifespan, blah, 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 blah. All right. So we went to the Tuffles. Who they was talking about us. Now,
your phone will be out of storage. Clean up now. Storage full.
Let's go back out Freezer. I'll show you something. So, in this Dragon Ball cartoon, they had all type of characters. You see the character with the one eye on top of his forehead. You see the green characters. They supposed to be Namekians. All right. Martian Boo character. All right. Represent actual beings. These beings that actually exist. All right. So hold on. Let's go down though. Let's go down. Check this out. Look at him. He got the third eye symbolism on his head, y'all. All right. So, you know, you got all type of characters. You got Goku. Though he appears human is later revealed that he's a member of an alien race known as the Sayians. His original name is Kakarot. All right, he's like the star of the little cartoon show. This is Goku right there. All right. These Saiyans, how he's a Saiyan. And of course they made the Saiyans the strongest ones on the cartoon, but of course we see what color they got them. Okay, everybody on the cartoon is white, of course. When everybody should have been, with these traits, should have had carbon in their skin. Green, blue, red, or they should have been, I showed them copper complexion. All right. Now, you got Piccolo. He is a Namekian. Namekians actually exist. All right, Namek is actually a planet, and Namekians actually exist. And then they show you Namekians in this cartoon, and they put them in the cartoon. So this is Piccolo right here. That's a Namekian. All right, these beings actually exist, and it's funny because now they want to tell you UFOs are real and all that bullshit. But this is shit they already knew because they was putting this shit in cartoons years ago. But Namekians actually exist. All right. Vegeta was another Saiyan. That was very strong in a cartoon. All right. And the Saiyans, because they are animal-like, Vegeta stayed fighting Goku because even though they both Saiyans, remember they destroyed their planet the same way, doing the same thing. All right. So the reason I have pulled some of these characters up is just so you can see how they put this in here, right? Beerus. Beerus is a character on here who is, let's click on him. Beerus. That's Beerus. Look at him. Look what he got on. And look what color he is. And look what he's calling the cartoon, God of Destruction. And he's the most powerful. Look, Beerus made his first, hold on, let me go down to it. I just want to jump down straight to the point when he beat Goku ass. Check him out. He is a god resembling a purple cat wearing the traditional Egyptian clothing and ornaments. It says it has been stated that Beerus is capable of destroying entire universes by whisk, often seen destroying planets at a whim. All right? Now, Beerus represents the ancestors, and that represents us too. That's why they showed him with that high purple pigmentation, all right, and with that Egyptian attire, all right. But look, talk about alternate universes in Dragon Ball Z. Beerus possesses strengths capable of easily destroying the universe. During his first fight with Super Saiyan God Goku, the clash of the two fists created ripples which traveled through the macrocosm of Universe 7 and was said to be able to destroy the universe if it continued. Look at all these abilities they talk like. Check this out. It is also revealed that after the fight that Beerus was holding back a considerable huge amount of his power and had an ability to neutralize any mortal's energy. In Chapter 20 of the Dragon Ball Super Magna, Beerus is shown to have the imperfect version of Ultra Instinct, which was showcased as he dodged the attacks of every other god of destruction. Some of Beerus' unique attacks include Spear of Destruction. Now check it out, where he creates a small sun-like, so that's chromosomes energy, photon energy, where he creates a small sun-like ball of energy in between his hands, raises his arms, and quickly enlarges the ball before launching it. All right, so he got another one called Destruction Before Creation, where he surrounds himself in an orbit resembling the sun prior to releasing an energy wave. All right. Beerus' strongest technique, High Ki, can be used to completely obliterate objects and entities within the universe. High Ki is able to instantly destroy the body and even souls of mortals and low-tier gods, which can be seen in action when Beerus uses this technique on Zamuza and the ghost of Dharma Jirito. Although the technique is first seen being used by Beerus, all gods of destruction can utilize the ability. All right. So when you hear about his abilities, right? They just telling you shit about your DEA. And when he fought Goku lost. All right? That's why it says right here, he defeated Goku. But he spares him in Earth. So after he defeats Goku, he could have destroyed the Earth, but he didn't, right? So that's just symbolic of when they made Goku lose this fight to Beerus. Goku is what? A Saiyan. So he represents the human being race, and Beerus represents us, the God, which a human being could never defeat a god. So that's why they in the cartoon they did not let Goku defeat Beerus. But the only reason Planet Earth survived in the cartoon is because they made Beerus just spare Earth even after he defeated Goku. So this is how they keep all the truth in these cartoons like this. You see what I'm saying? They keep the truth in there now. They keep the truth in there like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Even if you go down and read about King Piccolo, like you can read about all these characters yourself, but when you read about these characters and their backstories, you know, you quickly see like, okay, where did y'all get this creativity from? You know what I'm saying? You didn't just sit back and make all this up. You know, and you know, and far as the Saiyan race, we represent the real Super Saiyans. But they gave them our abilities on here, y'all. You see what I'm saying? They gave them our traits and abilities, but put their story on them. They put the real story of the human beings on the Saiyans, but they made the Saiyans have white skin. When in reality, the way it should have been is the Saiyans should have been black people on the cartoon. And that story about the Saiyans coming to take over the planet from The truffle shouldn't have never been, because that wouldn't have never had really happened, because really the human beings came and took the planet from us, along with the Pleiadians. Now, why is it termed Saiyan? You know, like, we are the Saiyans, though. See what I'm saying? We the real Saiyans.
Gervonta Tank Davis is one of boxing's biggest stars and a stone-cold knockout artist. But top contender Rolando Rolly
We the real Saiyans, man. Now, when you talk about the word samurai, we are the original samurais. Okay? But when you look up, all you'll get is Yasuki, African samurai. That's all you'll see is one story about that on Google. You'll never see another story of that. But we are the original samurais. All right. When you see the graffiti that's used in mixed martial arts, where do you think that comes from? That's nothing but hieroglyphics. All right, because our ancestors always taught using pictures, because we knew that pictures was the best way for the brain to learn, based upon our pineal gland. All right, we always taught using pictures. So hieroglyphics was just pictures. All right, because most of us, even now, you learn visually. Most people need to see it, right? So our ancestors already knowing this about the brain and the way it functions, just showed it to you. That's what hieroglyphics is. And that's what most of what's now called Chinese and Mandarin and all that, that's where that comes from. A lot of that is basically Chinese font of today is hieroglyphics. All right. So when you talk about the original samurais, that's us. All right. That's more with revealing of the DEA. And you couldn't even be a part of certain Japanese tribes if you had African blood. You know, it was certain human beings who are Asian, if you want to call them that, and they were trying to be samurais back in the day in Japan, and they had to get there was these tests they made them do, and if you had one drop of African blood or of what you want to call God blood in you, you couldn't even become an official samurai. Okay? This was a fact to hide this from us, you know, to keep us away from, you know, who we really are. In these ancient truths, that everything came from us. You can't even find that many pictures like that neither when you go to Google, you know? These Namekians right here, right? On Dragon Ball Z. This species really exists. Species of being really exists, the Namekians. And look where their home world is, another realm in the 7th universe. Average height, roughly 5 to 7 feet. Diet, primarily water and rarely solid foods. Like, who you think will put all that in the cartoon, man? People from planet Namek, also commonly known as Nameks, are a race from Namek. They exist in both the 6th universe and the 7th universe, and were originally from another realm altogether. Namekians are able to make their own set of Dragon Balls. They are humanoid with plant and slug-like characteristics, including green skin and antenna. All right. So when you read about their traits, right? It's crazy because they put all this truth, right? And look at all this. Who finna read all this? Ain't nobody finna read. Most people ain't finna read all this. You see what I'm saying? They not finna take the time to read all this. And that's what you need to be doing, though. Fuck them pictures. You know what I'm saying? You need to read these stories, man. Don't let them pictures throw you off. Read the story, man. Read the story, man. They got everything down about this species, from their enhanced hearing down to their heart and skin, down to their regeneration, body flexibility and stretching, and awakening potential, magic materialization, the Namekian fusion. The Namekians of the Dragon Clan can create items like clothing out of thin air. Prodigies of the Dragon Clan can even use it to create Dragon Ball. So they just saying they can manifest anything they want. Awaken the potential of someone mystical ability. They are able to raise the power level of individuals by awakening their potential, which is what you do anyway. When you awaken the potential of anybody, you raise their power level. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is like when you enlighten somebody. Like, that's why I basically empower you when I bring you in. I enlighten you to certain things. That's why I want to enlighten you, to empower you. That and to give you your power back. Like, right? So when you looking at, and that's when you give somebody a compliment, you empowering them. When you directing them, when you teach it, or any form of fashion, you know. So look at all these traits, right? Like the traits: telekinesis, telepathy, chi. Look, chi manipulation. The Namekians are known to be capable of controlling their chi as they surprised Frieza, reptilian, and his troops when they raised their power levels after arriving at a village being attacked, and the scouters showed that they initially had low power levels. Now, in Dragon Ball Z, they call them power levels, but in the hospital, they call them dark matter energy levels. You see what I'm saying? These Namekians really exist. So this is an actual species. You know what I'm saying? That lives on a different planet. And they show us all of this in cartoons, right? They put it all in cartoons. The whole story, the backdrop, everything. But in reality, we the real Super Saiyans, though. We the real Saiyans. Those are our abilities that they showing you, that they talking about. That story of the Tuffles, that represents our ancestry. Them being the Saiyans with the tails, growing, getting strong under the full moon. The full moon only coming once every 20 years, meaning it's not natural to the planet. You have to remember who you are, because our oppressors do. It's time for us to start to really tap into the DA. The energy is here. But how can I get you all to work on manifesting and using magic and tapping into your magical abilities, right? And being able to command the elements of nature with the vibrations of your voice, if you don't even believe? How can you believe it unless you know what's already inside of you? So that's what this lecture is about, because that's the time we moving into. We preparing for war out here. You got to know what's in you. You got to know what you are, man.